Hi, Delwyn Sewell here, Eagle Mountain Lake. Today I'd like to talk to you about turning your finances around. I can remember a time my brother and I went deer hunting with my dad, just up in the Black Hills of South Dakota, and we were big men, deer hunters. We're going to go up there and get our big deer and maybe even a bear and bring home. So there we are, hunting in the woods, 1.5 foot of snow, and first day we didn't get much. We found some deer tracks and we just waited. And there it is. Boom! Daddy got his deer. Daddy, you got him, you got him! Well, he was on the run. He fell, and then he got up and running in through the brush down below. So we were on his trail and we went down around the canyon and following him through the snow, following his tracks to where Daddy shot him, and we found it. We found the tracks. Well, I couldn't keep up. So Daddy had me, oh, here's a log right here. So Daddy said, Delwyn, I want you to sit in this log. I'm going to put you right here in this log. And whatever you do, don't move. You stay here in this log, and we'll be back for you. You wait for us, okay? You wait for us right here. So I sat in the log, 1.5 foot of snow, or 2 feet. So I waited and waited. Well, I got to looking at their tracks, right? And I thought, well, if I just follow their tracks, then I could see the deer and catch up to them. And when they come back, they'll just come back the same way. So whether I catch up to them or whether they come back, then I'll meet them along the way. So there I go. So I went off to the tracks. Well, the snow tracks went off 2 different directions. And I thought, okay, well, I guess they split up. Well, Daddy went one way and Truett went the other way. So I went on straight, kept on going. And then it split up 3 different ways, and the tracks went off 3 ways. And I said, oh, man. And I says, man, somebody else must have been here. Oh, and I thought, well, you know, they probably just walked into somebody else's tracks. So I just tried to follow the one that was going straight. And I walked and walked, and it started getting a little covered up and a little buried, and the tracks wasn't so deep anymore or fresh anymore. And I thought, oh man. Well, it started getting dark. Man, I could just picture all of the wolves peeking around the trees and the bears hunting me down. In every shadow, man, I was thinking there's a bear. Or I could almost see wolves' eyes in the woods. So I started running. I started getting scared. I was calling their names. I was screaming for Daddy and screaming for Truett. And no answer. I'd stop and listen. Man, just to see if I could hear them. And I tried walking back on the trail, on the tracks. And I got scared and started looking for a way to go. And I thought, well, maybe I can get up. If I get up to the top of this hill, maybe I can see them over the hill. So I did, climbed up the hill, and there's nothing. I couldn't see anything or anybody. So I went over the other side of the hill and was in tears by this time. And something told me I slipped about halfway down the hill and sat there for a minute. Something told me, if you keep going down that hill, you'll never see your dad or brother again. Man, I'm telling you. I sat there for a minute and headed back up that hill. So I climbed up to the top of the hill and I looked around and I saw a clearing. I saw a little meadow down through the trees. And I thought, maybe they could see me if I go in there, if I go in that meadow. So I started heading for that meadow, and then I heard my brother's whistle. Man, I have never been so glad to see my brother in my life. I was sure glad to see him that day. And his whistle was like none other. So he found me, and he was never so glad to see me. So we waited there in the truck, and Truett fired a couple shots in the air, and then Daddy come back to the truck later and never did find that deer. And later on it got dark, and we went the next day and found him. The dogs, wolves or something had gotten him that night. But I'm talking about a turnaround. I'm talking about turning around our finances, talking about turning your life around. Man, I've struggled most of my life just trying to make ends meet, worked for overnight, transportation for years, restaurant, cleaning business, barely getting by. Overnight, I was able to make pretty good money there. I was taking home $800 a month. Back in the 90s, it was really good, and on into 2000s. But it seemed like the more I made, the more we spent. So we were struggling just about the same. Had our bills pretty much taken care of and under control. But turning your life around. Man, I'm telling you, just like I was going down that hill, and I had to stop, and I had to decide, I'm going to turn around, and I'm going to go back up that hill and look around and wipe my tears out of my eyes and look and see and think, now where would they be? And where could they find me? And where can I find that log Daddy told me to stay? So I did, but I'm telling you, I remember sitting there at the computer looking at this button on the computer that said buy now, and I was looking at that. I said, man, I don't know. You're just taking that chance of putting my money there and losing it. I've lost enough money in my life and not trying to lose any more. But I was thinking, man, I've got to decide to buy. I got to click that button and buy this pure leverage, because if I don't, I might not pull out of this hole, and I might not ever see my dreams come true. I might not ever see this financial turnaround that I'm trying to make if I don't. And if I don't buy this, if I don't push this button, I'm going to stay where I am and keep struggling, and things might not change the way I want them to. So I did. Click that button, and I bought. And I bought this package, I bought this pure leverage, and it's pulling me out. It's good. It's good to have people going in the direction that's going to pull me out of where I am, where I'm sitting. Lost in a cloud of finances, lost in a desert, if you will, lost in a place or in the snow of financial, a load of finances, of thousands of dollars in debt. I don't like to use the word debt. I'm trying to think of another word. But anyway, it was more money than I could afford. I didn't have the money to pay for all that I had spent and all the credit that I had built up. And so anyway, it was way more than I can handle. And I knew that I had to make more money. I had to make at least $500 a month more than I was making. $2,000 a month more would start taking care of these thousands of dollars that were on loans and credit and things that I'd bought from people that needed to pay them back. So, but that's what it is. It's finding a good company that is solid and has a good track record, that has people going somewhere in life, that have proven success, that have a proven record of their success. And some of you may have already decided to buy. You may have already decided to click that button and jump in, and you're all in. And I just wanted to encourage you to tell people, let people know that there's something out there that can make them money from home, that can pull them out of their finances, that can turn their finances around. Tell them to buy, tell them to click, tell them to decide to get in. Tell them to decide to make that decision to get all in, to turn around the way they're going, and go full speed ahead. Make something happen, and make that change, and make that financial turnaround for their family and for their future. I'm glad I did, and I'm glad you are. Glad you're here, glad you're listening, and I hope you get in. And I want to be here for you. I'll leave a little link below that you can contact me with whatever business you get in. I might have something or know something that could help you. I may have something I could give you to help your business. And anyone that comes across your path that is struggling, I just encourage you to reach out a hand and lift them out. And be that whistle, to whistle and call them over and call them out from that financial dread. It is, and a dread. But that financial debt that somebody's in and they're struggling. And help pull somebody out and help turn somebody else's life around by this. Pull yourself out, make that financial turnaround, and help somebody else. I wish you the best, and I'll be here for you. If you want to jump in, Pure Leverage, and we'll work together, help you build your team, help you meet your dreams, and help things come there for you and build success. And the business that you're in, you may have a home business, and I could share ideas. You may have something that I could use that could help me with mine as well. So let's do this thing together, and I look forward to meeting you and hearing from you.